Fireflies, a million little pieces, feeds the dying light and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite lights. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite.
Good morning, sunshines, and welcome to another day on the road with another day traveling, rather, with Vegan and Frodo, the one and only. So the night tonight I spent in a town called Gibberoo, and it is in the Northern Territory. Today we have a really cool epic day planned. I'm very excited to show you all the cool places that we're gonna go to, but first let me show you the accommodation I got to stay in last night. It's pretty cray. I did not expect it to be this. I just called in because I knew that there was very limited spaces in Gibberoo altogether to stay, and being so remote, it is quite remote and quite limited to where you can stay. So I called in and I booked it here, and it cost like $130, and I think it's definitely overpriced. Check it out. So this is what they call a bungalow. So there's a tepee at the top, sort of like I'll show you from outside, but sort of like that thing that, you know, the roofing of the circus tent, that thing. And literally, all the walls, these are my pretend walls. I tried creating my own walls here cover, but you can see like everything. You can see, hear, smell. See, if I remove this right now, it's empty. Similarly to this one, so I'm using shoes to cover it. How insane is this? Seriously, when I was here last night, there were people around. There was a bar that is across the road blasting out music, so I could hear literally words in songs that they were singing. Singers were singing. It was ridiculous. People outside could see me. I could see people outside. Zero privacy. Smell. You can smell what they're cooking. Walking through, you can hear their conversations. You can hear conversations across the road or the bar music. Can't really get changed here. And in the colder weather, this complete and total see-through, you'd be freaking freezing. But let's have a look at from outside. So this is what it looks like from outside. This is cool. There's a bit of a like little arranged little bush areas. And this. Look, I understand that is just one of these things that exist, and if you stay in here, you stay here. But to tell you the truth, the things I enjoyed about this place and like about this place are these plants, and I guess the variety of different accommodation types that you can have here. Because see, there's one proper house looking from there, there's, you can come here with a caravan park, caravan or a tent or all kinds of different things. All part of the adventure. Let's keep on going. There's a pool, a cafe and restaurant that we went to last night, and a reception area where you can book activities or, accommodation and such. Massive banana leaves. I love these massive banana leaves, eh? Now we're long go. 150 meter, quick little walk, look out. So my darlings, today is an exciting day. We're going to some really cool natural places. One of them is Jim Jim Falls that we're going to be going to in a little bit. And they're just really spectacular falls, waterfalls from the rocks. But do remember that they're actually seasonal. They're not open in all the seasons because the track towards them is a four-wheel drive track and it's not always safe. So in the wet season they shut it all down. But we're in the dry season now, and actually it was open just 4 days ago. Only 4 days ago. Exciting. It's interesting that we're coming towards a reservoir of water, and they tell you that there are there's some crocodiles in the area that have been seen. How cool is that? I absolutely love those cliffs that you see in the distance, hey? Across on the other side of the pond over there, you can actually see in the distance some tents and caravans set up. But there was a fly. There's a few flies here, but interesting that they're set up even though there could be crocodiles in the area. So I suppose you could, but just be wary that there might be some visitors through the night. So Anban Bang Billabong that we saw at the bottom there of the hill is filled by runoffs from a couple of creeks in the area, and it is cut off from the sources of Narralunji Creek and Narralunja in the dry period. So when the water level rises during the wet aquatic periods, the plants grow and feed many species of fish and other animals. The water gradually recedes and evaporates during the dry. The shallow billabong attracts water birds. The water also attracts dingoes, wallabies, and woodland birds. Bininji, which is Aboriginal tribe that lives here historically, Bininji women wade through the billabong plunging long sticks into the water seeking file snakes, long-necked turtles. So it's what they live off snakes and turtles. The children would collect lilies to eat. And men hunt for magpie geese, wallabies and goannas in the area. The next place I have visited, as you can see here, going from the Narrolandia rocks and the lookout that I was at, is this little art gallery on the rocks. Now, it is actually supposed to be called Ang Bang Bang. That is the original Aboriginal name for it, because Ang Bang Bang and Burungoi people used to live here. However, because this little walkway, is really close to the Narrolandia, it is sometimes called Narrolangi Rock. So if you wanted to come here, it is a walk that you can do, and there's a whole lot of different, artworks on stone that you can see, and I think it's really, really cool, the Aboriginal artwork. There's a whole lot of different galleries, and there's also a shelter where people hid from the bad weather and from the rains, and there's a bit of a lookout. And you can also do, the distance of your walk can vary from about an hour, and there is also a marked 12-kilometer bug walk path here that takes 5 to 6 hours. So if you are doing the longer route, make sure you have tons of water with you, because obviously it's very, very much just the bushland that you're walking through here. Now, this place is also still an area where Aboriginal people live. They don't live right where this park walkway is, but they live in the area sort of that is off the beaten track. So strongly would advise for visitors not to go off wandering into the bush. Just follow the signs and kind of stick to the route that is pointed out, because obviously it is still a place where Aboriginal people live and you don't want to be offending them. The reason that they have lived here initially and love living here is basically because of that billabong that it's right next to. There's a lot of wildlife that they can live off. So there's birds, there's fish, there's some snakes that they catch. They also cook goannas on the rocks and wallabies, and that's their main food. So this area is quite inhabited by the wild animals. And through the walk you can see very quite beautiful Aborigines artworks on the wall.